We are the Ballers, and welcome to the Ball Show on Peace and Demand. Let the balls begin.
Hi, and welcome to our podcast about rugby and American football. We will be comparing the two and deciding what is better. My name is Sam.
My name is Shane.
My name's Alon.
My name is Ryan. So who do you think hits harder, American footballers or rugby players?
I think American footballers hit harder because obviously they have armour, which obviously is going to do more damage than rugby players with just like their bare bones and muscle, you know.
I think that American footballers probably hit harder because they can put in worse tackles, harder tackles, and they have to wear the armour so they don't get hurt.
I think that rugby players tackle harder because, they don't have all the armor on them to sort of protect them, so they're just given all they've got without any sort of help from protection and just to tackle someone else.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they hit harder. It just means that they receive harder. Like, it means they receive more damage because they don't have armour on.
So there would be harder hits if they didn't have armour on in American football. That's why they wear it all. Just some of the stuff they're allowed to do is pretty dodgy.
Yeah, crazy.
For your head.
No, you don't get as many concussions in American football as you do in rugby because obviously in rugby you don't have armour, so you're going to get concussed more often than the American football, you know.
So which do you think is physically better, like faster and stronger?
I think American football is more fast paced because in rugby you can't pass backwards, so in American football you can basically just throw the ball wherever you want, so there's people running everywhere and you have to sort of be thinking really quickly to know where everyone is, who you need to mark and where you need to be.
I think that American football they're more more physical because they have to play 4-hour long matches sometimes and just run up and down, even though they get breaks, but still feel tiring.
You don't really see any skinny rugby players that often compared to American footballers. More of strong, your strength in rugby. They need strength in rugby instead of pace. In American football, there's the big ones and then the wee small fast ones that go after the ball.
Yeah, in American football, they jump amazingly high. Compared to rugby, is you don't really need to jump as much because obviously you're not going to be, unless you're jumping up to catch the ball. If the hooker's throwing it, but that's practically it.
Oh, right. So about the salary, who do you think should be paid more, rugby players or American footballers?
I think American footballers should be getting paid more because there's more money coming into the NFL and they're playing more games, so they should get paid more.
I think rugby players deserve to be given more money and popularity and stuff because they're putting more on the line. I just think that they just play rougher and harder and it's a more dangerous game than American football, so they just deserve to be paid more.
To be fair, they do take a lot more damage to themselves than American footballers would. And rugby doesn't really get the recognition from the NFL does, but rugby, they're basically the same, just armour and more adverts. And rugby players don't get all the brands like the American footballers would do.
Yeah, American football gets a lot more media attention than rugby, as obviously over there in America there's a lot more focus put on advertisements, which means they're going to be obviously bringing in more money to go to the players, and also I believe that American footballers should get paid more money because obviously they're going to be needing a cut of that money altogether, you know.
So about the trophies they would all get. So say if you win the Super Bowl for American footballers, they get a ring with diamonds in it, and if you win rugby, you don't you don't get any jewellery for it. Well, that's not a medal, but what do you think? Should rugby players get rings and all for winning stuff like that?
I mean, I don't think you need rings. I mean, it's more about the sentimental value of actually winning it, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, well, like, it'd be good to have like a sort of physical artifact that you can touch to like show that you've won something. Like if you see it, or just like remember, like being proud about it and all, and like people watching, like the audience and all, like sort of might just forget.
Mm.
No, I believe like our theme, I believe that like rugby versus American football, I believe it welcomes a lot of people, I mean, across Europe and America, you know, so there's a lot of people going to be welcomed into the sport, and we could also do more to welcome people by bringing it across like by bringing American football across like schools in the UK and all, and vice versa for America as well.
Um, right. So, do you think these sports welcome all types of people, all cultures, and all of them?
Well, obviously, like no one is really stopping you apart from yourself. Like, if you want to do it and you sort of believe that you can do it, then no one's stopping you. Nothing's really stopping you. So, like, anyone can just do what they want.
Yeah, I think there could be like more of an advertising push for like rugby in the States, you know, get it like a bigger sport, because there are a few good like rugby players from America, but it's not really a predominant nation as far as rugby goes.
Do you think some people are excluded, like from their countries and their wealth, from these
Some-
type of
I
sports?
think some people who want to play American football won't have enough money to afford the gear, so like they won't be able to play.
And also the facilities, they wouldn't have the same facilities as some richer countries, and that.
No, I think rugby would be a lot easier to start up, as like obviously you don't have as much equipment to buy, like shoulder pads. Like really, all you need is a shirt, shorts, and maybe a headband, and as you said, well, apart from a pair of boots, as you said, to play rugby. You know.
Do you think people could like involve more people to do these sports in any way?
Um, think about maybe in local areas where you just live. There could be clubs set up outside of school, or like during maybe PE or something in school, or after school as sports, to like try and draw people in and see if they like it or not.
Would there be any challenges in making these come true, making these things happen?
Well, obviously price is going to be probably the biggest one. Just 'cause you're going to have to like refurbish or like get space on a field to build a pitch that's suitable for actually playing American football, and obviously the helmets and shoulder pads and just all that gear that costs quite a lot of money.
Yeah, touching on the pitch, I believe that like you'd have to build new pitches, because they tried playing it in like London, but they completely destroyed the stadium, and there was a football match after, and the pitch was like wrecked, like completely wrecked. So it would cost a lot of money to like build a stadium, and you know, I think that ads would need to be run like on UK TV to try and gather some money towards building a stadium. You know.
Has any of these issues happened in your communities?
I don't believe so. I mean, I kind of accept American football and rugby. You know, I play both.
Mm.
Yeah, no, don't think it has been an issue.
Yeah, there's been no issues. Like, I've never really considered actually wanting to play American football or anything.
So, our podcast on touching up on the topic, which do you think is better overall? Now that we have had this conversation.
Personally, I think American football is better because of the how well known it is across communities and all.
Yeah, I'm gonna go American football as well.
Yeah, this
Um,
is this has been our podcast. We've touched up on our views, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And tune in next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Subscribe to YouTube and Facebook at Pod Peace on Demand. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.